You are now listening to For All Nerds Show, a podcast about geek and pop culture from the perspective of people of color. For All Nerds is hosted by DJ BenHaMeen and Tatiana King Jones. For All Nerds Show is a member of the Loudspeakers Network, where we always say rest in peace to our founder, Combat Jack.
For All Nerds Show is powered by our listeners. Everything we do, from our podcasts, live events, our website, are all independently funded. Please continue to support us through our Patreon page at patreon.com/forallnerds.
Welcome to the For All Nerds Show. And what's up, y'all, and welcome to another episode of the For All Nerds Show, the voice of the urban geek, the podcast where we discuss geek culture from the perspective of people of color. And as always, in the captain's chair, it's your boy, DJ BenHaMeen, a.k.a. Bernie Slanders, Baron Benzemo, He Who Complains, Stop Pilgrim, Bid Fetch, Lion O'Ritchie, the legend of Slapper Vance here in the spaceship tonight.
That's one of my favorites.
And as always, I'm joined by
Tatiana King, the Grand Duchess of Tech, also known as Glorilla Grodd, Flex, Luthor, Gucci Mandalorian, He Who Cannot Be Shamed, Schrodinger's Cat, Tesseract Thompson, T'Challa Bread, and the Ting of the North.
And as you see, if you're watching us right now on twitch.tv/forallnerds or YouTube, whatever it is, For All Nerds, I can never effing remember. But, you know, as you see, we are joined by an all-star cast of celebrities. You know, all the greatness is here in the room today to discuss The Marvels, the latest film from Marvel. You know, look at that. I had to think about it, like, you know, I'm like, that doesn't make sense, but yet it is. Yes, the Marvel from Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. And I guess we'll just go round robin and let everybody introduce themselves.
Why don't we introduce the newest person? I want to introduce Black Gay Comic Geek, also known as Michael. That's in Earth 616. Please let everybody know who you are, where you coming from, all that.
How's it going? My name is Michael, a.k.a. Black Gay Comic Geek, a.k.a. that gay nigga over there. Basically, I'm a content creator. I would say the things I love to talk about on my channel has blood, sex, gore, magic, or any variation of the four. So I like to talk superheroes, video games, comic books, action movies, horror, sci-fi, all of that stuff. And of course, I talk about it through the Black queer perspective. So that's something that you're interested in. You think representation matters, representation equals normalization, come slide over to my channel.
I like
Very
that.
Good. Excellent
like
elevator
that.
pitch. I like it.
There we go. And we also have
me.
Oh, yeah, no, you're welcome. Thank you for being here. We also have Regine Sawyer herself. You know,
hey,
please reintroduce yourself.
I managed to cobble some AKAs. So, AKA no AKAs prepared. AKA Lock It Down. AKA Chilla McGillen. AKA Binary Star Child.
Oh, that was a good one. You did it.
Very nice, very nice. And last but most certainly not least.
Oh, man. It's Rod, you know, from the Blackout Tales podcast, a.k.a. Aaron Jägermeister, a.k.a. the Fade Runner 2049, a.k.a. Third Eye Samurai, a.k.a. my nigga Rambeau, a.k.a. the Rod of Stories. Some of y'all need to stop being a Kosuke because you're scaring the Hokages. Kamala Universal Fan Khan. What's going on, y'all? Glad to be here.
Not scaring the Hokage.
Oh my God, the heat on the Hokage one first. Wait
Yeah.
a minute, we gotta applaud you for that one. That shit was insane.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing right there. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. One of my favorite albums too right now, Staring the Hose.
And then at the
Class.
same time, gave me
Pure
PTSD. Why did you have to do a FanCon one, bro? Like, why?
You know what? I had to do it. You know, that's one I've been thinking about for a long time. I was like, but I got to do it at some point. It's too fun.
I used to have one.
For FanCon? Oh,
Yeah.
oh, please don't.
What was it? You remember it. Say it.
I don't. Keep
Okay.
going. I don't.
All right, we're going to let it ride. We're going to let that ride because we are here to stress the Marvels from Marvel. We already talked about it on our show, but, you know, of course, we had to get together and bring together the all-star crew
Yes.
to hear their thoughts and, you know, just have some laughs and everything, you know, and bring you all that. So
of course.
we're here.
And it's going to be spoiler filled. So if you haven't seen it yet and plan on seeing it, pause and then come back later. But otherwise, we are going all in on everything.
Yeah, because we definitely didn't do that before. No. We definitely skirted around a lot of shit.
Right. So listen, let me just set the table right here. So when we reviewed it, I gave the Marvels about a B+. Certain things about it I liked a lot. Certain things I had notes. Ben gave it a C-, borderline D, depending on what was going on. What was y'all take on the movie? How would you grade it?
I mean, I'm right between y'all. I gave it a C+.
Okay. Michael?
Yeah.
Or Rod?
You got it.
I think I give the Marvel B+. Like, was it Winter Soldier? Was it Infinity War? No, it wasn't touted to be. But overall, it was fun. Like, yeah, I have my issues with it, but I expected the movie to be trash. Like, I leaned over to my friend and I was like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how garbage do you think this movie's gonna be? And then I was like, wait, I'm actually kind of having fun with this. And
yes.
So yeah, I didn't hate it. The villain was weak, but yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah. How are you, Rod?
They've been struggling with the villains lately, but yeah, I'm closer to Tatiana. I gave it like a B. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 when we did our review, so I think that's about a B. And same as y'all. Everything y'all just said. It had its issues. It had its thing I like. Things I liked. Had its things I was like, huh. And overall, though, I still thought it was very fun.
I didn't hate it, for that matter. I just thought it was, like
inconsequential. Didn't matter much.
I want to not matter, because people always say that, and it's like people, it doesn't matter in the larger scale of themes.
Okay.
I don't care about that.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought as a movie, it's not something where I'm like, oh, let me watch the Marvels again. I want to see it again to make sure that's the way I really feel about it. And that's more than I can say about the first Captain Marvel, because I never really watched that again. I remember I wanted to, but I've never really got around to it. But this one I want to see again at some point, because I want to see, okay, let me see how I really feel about this film. But the first time I saw it, it wasn't going to be like, but that's been a lot of them lately. Like I've been wanting to rewatch the Eternals, and I just haven't done it yet.
Mm-hmm.
I
also wonder how much of that is our viewing habits changing. Especially after the pandemic, because I feel like when it was okay to go to a theater and you didn't have to worry about dying and shit, I would go see Marvel movies like 3-4 times sometimes. I'd be like, man, look, I ain't got nothing to do today. Let's go back. Now I'll be like, I made it out once. Okay, let's not double down on this. It'll be streaming soon.
Well, I have to say, a couple of months back, I started watching the movies in timeline order.
Okay.
And I got up to Loki, because the way they do it on Disney Plus, they have like the TV shows in timeline order as well with the movies.
Yeah.
And I will say what I found interesting about that was that some movies that I didn't think were like that great or mediocre, they made more sense, and therefore the movie was better because of how it was laid out in timeline order. So I found that to be definitely very fascinating, and I do want to complete it. I want to go past.
Yeah, that's the power of the shared universe, is the ability to kind of retcon the importance of things, because they definitely did that with Thor: The Dark World. I hate Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah, I still do.
Yeah, but they have moments from Thor: The Dark World in later Thor stuff that are extremely emotional to me now, that when I watched it, I was like, okay, so she died. And now I'll be like, that was his mama, man. Okay, that's why he's stress eating.
When I saw that movie specifically in timeline order, it was better because literally I was watching them back to back. I think I wasn't feeling good. So I was just like, I'm just gonna watch these movies. But yeah, I didn't think I was really going to be into that particular movie either. But once I saw like the movie before it and the movie before that, everything just came together. Really.
I feel you.
But yeah, it's the same thing with like Age of Ultron. Like a lot of people didn't think a lot of the scenes at Age of Ultron mattered, like the Thor Vision quest, which was people were like, what the fuck was this? But then once you get further into the Infinity Saga and we see everything that unfolds, and then also like everything that happened in WandaVision, it made Age of Ultron much more relevant and made you appreciate it more in hindsight. But when they first did that, they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. It was like,
that's the beauty of it. Relevant. The beauty of it is you can retcon it, right? Right. Like that's because they can have a miss, they can turn it to like less of a miss. Yeah. 5 years later, and it works, man. Mine is Iron Man 3. I almost walked out the theater for Iron Man 3.
Wow,
Now, I watch it like
that's one of
every
Ben's
Christmas.
favorites. That's one of Ben's favorites, guys.
From
Man, I
day
cried.
one. From day
Wait,
one.
you like Iron Man 2?
He 3.
Iron Man
3.
3.
Why
I
not?
think Iron Man
But you
3 is
mentioned you
one.
almost walked out the theater for 2. I mean, for 3. Did you not walk out 2? I think 2
2 was terrible to me. 2, I didn't like 2. But I haven't gone back and rewatched that in a long time. But 3, nah, that joint like near the top for me. I'll fight somebody over 3, dog.
I think it's one of the top 5 Marvel movies, and
Yeah, dog.
Always
Dog.
have. From day
You
one.
can't complete the Iron Man journey
without
3, dog. You can't.
No, and it's just an impeccable film, and I'll go.
And it counts as a Christmas film.
End of story. Yep.
Okay, well,
and
you
it's one of
guys.
Shane Black's one of the best, but we could go
Yeah.
on all day about that. But
You guys sound very reasonable about all of this stuff.
But that's
and
my
I'm
one
trying
thing.
to understand.
But let me say that about the Marvels is like that's the thing about the Marvels. I think it's good. I think it was entertaining. I'm sure at some point they'll make some of this matter more. But as we discussed on there, the things that I care about, I feel like they did not make matter to me, and that's Monica Rambeau, and that's
Let's talk about that.
yeah.
So,
Kamala is already made. She's already a made character at this point.
She's a
can
main
read the
man,
phone
right.
book, and I'm happy.
right.
But Monica is not made, and they did nothing more to do, to help her out. So
Let me say this though.
Say that.
I do appreciate though that they didn't have Monica jumping in front of some white children. For a bullet.
The bar is in hell.
At least
hell.
appreciate they didn't do that. They ain't pull a fucking Alfred Woodard in the first Annabelle movie, sacrificing herself to save some white people. Like that pissed me off with what they did. Like that last episode of WandaVision, it ruined. I loved WandaVision until that last episode. What they did with Monica, so I at least appreciate that they made her smarter. She's powerful. She was powerful enough to save the universe more or less. So they at least did that
from the wrong side.
Yeah,
And
but I agree. I wish they did
she get to be on the side with the X-Men. I think she won.
Yeah, she did.
She low-key won in the sequels.
I don't know, bro.
That's what we want to see anyway.
But it was funny how she did it. She was just like, I gotta close the rip and the tear in the system. And I'm just like, bitch, she is leaving. It was clear that she was not coming back.
The MCU is trash. Let me go over here.
Yeah. She's like, I've been reading these Variety articles, y'all. I got to get over here with the X-Men.
Speaking of Variety articles, and this is why I mentioned y'all being so reasonable, because I know why, but I'm just curious, just for shits and giggles, why it's so hard not to hate on the Marvels. Why is it so fashionable from articles, from randoms on the internet, for everyone to be like, this was the worst movie ever, or Marvel movie ever? And where is all this coming? And particularly, where is all the Nia DaCosta hate coming from?
Racism.
Man.
Racism is always a great answer.
Sergeant Noir.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I mean,
toxic whiteness.
Toxic whiteness.
Yeah, this movie had all the things going against it.
Yeah.
From so many levels. Obviously, you can't promote it with the strike. You can't even send your stars out to promote it, right?
Nothing.
They couldn't even make social media posts. After the movie came out, Tiana Paris went viral just putting on a costume.
Yep.
Imagine if that would have happened like a week before the movie came out, right? So you had that. You also had like this agenda against Captain Marvel and Brie.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's been going back years now. People have made mint off of going on YouTube and making YouTube guy face with a picture of her in the background about why you shouldn't go support her and how she's secretly a terrible person.
Yeah, they treat Brie Larson like she's the Antichrist. I'm like,
it's insane.
Iman, obviously a brown girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you mean the Muslim superhero? Like, you know what's up with that right now. And then, of course, you got a black woman.
Forever.
Yeah, Tiana is a black woman, like, with the fro out and everything. Like, a lot of agendas combined on this. And then I think the general tenor of, like, a lot of people feel like they need to see Marvel fail. Like,
That's what it's feeling like to me.
Yeah, the headlines weren't even reported as, like, okay, peep this. Killers of the Flower Moon, $200 million budget. Did not make as much as this. Was not, the headlines weren't like, it flops, No. The flower was wilted. No one said that on the headlines. Of course, the Marvels comes out. Lowest Marvel box office opening ever. That was the thing. No one said Nia DaCosta, highest grossing box office ever for a black woman director, and actually has 2 of the top 3. No one said that. Then the next week, Hunger Games comes out. That is the fourth, or actually the fifth Hunger Games movie. Prequel. It is actually the lowest opening box office for a Hunger Games movie.
Right.
It is not being reported that way. It was reported as
the headline is Hunger Games dominates the box office.
Exactly.
It's flopping too.
Yeah, technically you could make an argument that, you know, and maybe you don't want to say it flopped, but it definitely had the lowest opening. But instead, it feels like there's a very like, we want to see the it's like the New England Patriots in football. We want to see y'all lose. You've been winning too much. And it just so happens we wait till the black woman was quarterback to be like, they losing, y'all. It count. And it feels kind of whack to me.
Yeah, like honestly, it felt like somebody in Hollywood is like, nah, there's too many niggas on this project. Like,
I was thinking the same thing too.
Because like you mentioned, like, yeah, this movie has a lot of negative things going into it from, you know, the strike and all that they can't talk about. There's no promotion. Marvel barely promoted it, even outside of the strike.
Right.
And then, but like, not only that, but then all the conversations around Nia DaCosta talking about, oh, she left the movie during post-production when a lot of other directors did the same thing. James Gunn did the same shit. He left Peacemaker to go work on Guardians of the Galaxy during post-production, or Steven Spielberg with Jurassic Park to go work on Schindler's List. They're acting like Nia DaCosta is the first one to ever do it. Or they're like, oh, Nia DaCosta bailed on the screening for the
That
Marvel.
was crazy.
First of all, she wasn't invited.
Crazy.
Yeah, she wasn't even invited.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. And it was her birthday, so she wasn't going anyway.
Right.
And then other people came out and was like, directors usually don't even go to these things. So why y'all acting like Nia DaCosta is an anomaly? And then more and more stuff keep coming out. So I'm like, what is y'all beef with these?
You know what it is. Like,
yeah, I know what it is, but like, come on now. Like, at least be smart about it.
And she don't even be saying nothing. Like, she not even one of the like,
she don't.
I want the smoke type of black folks. Not saying I don't know what her politic is, but she not even like a, yeah, bring it to me. I'm on Twitter all day. Like, she just be working and making money. That's all she do. And they still want to get her out of here.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why, you know, because they got nothing else. So they going to attack her, you know, whatever they got, which is you a black woman.
That's fucked up. And all of that is unreasonable beef. But what is the reasonable beef we have with this film? You said it was fun. You said it was pretty good, but there's some notes about the film.
That dance scene killed it. It just killed it. The musical part killed it for me. I said, what the fuck is this bullshit? What is this? I almost walked out.
I'm with you. Regine, I did not fucking like that shit. I didn't know where that shit came from. And it was...
No, go ahead.
It was clearly a cut scene too. Like, it was longer. And they said, nope, we got to chop this shit up. It was so fucking randomly placed. And it was placed for no reason. We didn't need that. Like, it's not like this film was dour and dark. Like, you don't need this random piece of levity. Like, we were good. I was fucking happy. All three of them together. Okay, great. There's a problem. Now we're in Bollywood. What is happening? What is happening?
Bollywood. Yeah, it was bad. It was
Bollywood.
Weird to do like Bollywood, but it wasn't like Kamala Khan's character like doing the Bollywood stuff. Because that would have felt more on theme with like, that's her show. That's honestly, that's her vibe. You know, as a character, you were like, oh, okay, she got. So this is the Marvels. It's her movie too. But having Carol do it, it was like, what? Why? Who made this decision?
I didn't understand.
Really out of place. It's really out of place. And
this is where the stereotype comes in. They'd be like, oh man, the gay nigga gonna talk about musicals. I like that scene. Like, I didn't have a problem.
Listen, bless your heart. That was.
I didn't have a problem with this. I didn't have a problem with the scene. Like, it'd be one thing if it was the whole movie, but the fact that it was just that random part. And then when you think about the comic book, like that makes like they rhyme in the comics. So the fact they made it a musical, I was like, okay, that was cute. That was a nice. You know,
let me ask you this though, Michael.
And then the joke of like, oh, he's bilingual. I was like, I thought that was funny. Like, if that was the whole movie, I'd have been like, all right, this is too much. But it was only like 15 minutes or so of the movies.
I mean, it's kind of long. But let me ask you this though.
Very long. It wasn't.
Do you think it would have went? Yeah. It would have hit harder if it was Kamala instead of Brie?
Yeah, I think it would have been better. But then you might say, oh, stereotype, like you know, Bollywood or whatever. All Indian people aren't just dancing. So I don't know. So
I mean, the main dude was like Asian, right? Main dude was Asian. Like they was already mixing it up. I don't know. I kind of think it was just the wrong person doing the dancing. But I wasn't as bothered by it as everybody else. But it felt a bit disjointed. It just felt like, oh, interesting turn at this planet.
And it also added a little bit more to Carol's character. One of the biggest complaints about like the first Captain Marvel movie was that she was wooden. We didn't really get to learn much about her. But now we know it. We saw Carol doing the walk of shame on that planet. You know what that looked when she had the like she was getting busy with the prince.
She was Prince Ali and stuff. But what I gotta say is that I still didn't really see it for Carol. Like, this was a market improvement to me off of Captain Marvel, the film. I don't even want to say the first film. This is not quite a sequel. It's kind of like a continuance. But, like, it was an improvement. But to me, the improvement was because she was with Tiana and Iman. Like, as the trio really, to me, uplifted her character and gave her more to do and more to matter about. Like, if you took those two away, I felt like it might have been Captain Marvel all over again, personally speaking. So...
Well, I'll say this though. I never really had a problem with Carol's characterization. I feel like it is genderized to where like we have so many stoic male heroes that we don't like uphold to like, where's the range on such like, you know, like, but it felt like someone said, we got to get her dancing, get her in a dress, something this next one, because people have been hitting us over the head with that. But I liked her deadpan delivery. Like, it was cracking me up in the first film. I thought she was so funny. And I applauded that because it's so hard to write another hero 30 heroes in. And I was like, where are they going to go where she's just not a carbon copy of every hero before her? And so they kind of went with, she does the deadpan delivery where you have to stop a beat and go, damn, that was funny. And I was like, okay, I'll give her that. Just keep that characterization true all the way through. And then when she's on screen with other more funnier people, she got the deadpan and you're like, oh, they bouncing off each other. And as you said, Tati, it hit harder with people to bounce off of.
Yeah.
She could still be deadpan, but it was like Kamala being all over her and then her hitting her with the deadpan. It was like, yo, I like this dynamic more than you and Sam Jackson.
Yes, I agree with that. Ben, not you making that face. The other things, like I said, I still was not quite happy with, we talked about Monica a little bit already. I still was not quite happy with her. I just feel like we don't have enough time with her. Ben and I have talked about how I would have loved to have a standalone feature just for Monica. If not a feature, a show, a special, some shit. Because I feel like once again, it's like, yes, this is an ensemble movie, but then the last time we saw her was that tragic way that she went out in WandaVision. And I'm just like, I already have a bad taste in my mouth for her. And then when I see her here, I'm like, all right, she about to do some shit. And she got a little bit more to do, but I still feel like, damn, I don't get to see who she is on her own. Like, I still feel like I'm not giving enough for her. That's me.
I agree. I feel like we should have gotten something, like you said, if it was like a standalone episode, because we've gotten standalone episodes of other things. I mean, we have all those Groot shorts, and there's going to be more Groot shorts. So why can't we have?
Why can't we have nice things, Regine?
Yeah, nice things. It'd be great just to have that exploration of who she is as a person, more about why she was so upset with Carol, and the fact that she was blipped while her mother was in the hospital. That's a lot. There's all the layers of that they could have explored. I think it's a missed opportunity that they might double back on and, you know, add some stuff to it. But it would have been nice. And I think I felt the impact of definitely her being put into another reality. But I think it would have been more impactful of her disappearance, of her removal, if we got more meat to her story.
Yeah, I think this is a big issue with just Marvel in general, with the quote unquote side characters, that we don't really get to learn much about them. Because that was also a big issue I had with the movie too. Like, yeah, we got a lot of Monica. We got to see her doing the fight scenes, and I thought the fight scenes were pretty good.
They were good to me.
They were really good. But like, I wish, and this is something that Marvel doesn't do much, I wish they leaned more into the drama. Like, this is the first time you're seeing your aunt in 30 years.
Yes.
And they had just a quick 5-minute conversation. It was like, all right, we good now. It's like, no, I wanted more from that. I wanted more of your conversation with you and Aunt Carol and Lieutenant Trouble. Like, I wanted more of that. Like, they should have had, and I think that was the biggest thing of the movie only being like an hour and a half. They're just like, we don't got time for that. Move on. It's like, no, this is what I'm interested in. Like, fucking give it to me.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. There was clearly animosity there. There was clearly beef there. There was clearly static. And I'm like, I would have loved to get more of that, more Maury show type shit.
Yeah, because
like,
that was one of the main things that we were talking about during WandaVision. Like when Monica, when they brought up Carol, Monica was just like, yeah, no, we're not talking about that bitch. Like, I was like, oh, like, give me the popcorn. Like, what's about to go down? Like, they about to have a brawl. And then they just like...
They ignored it.
Yeah, they ignored it.
Yeah,
and I think...
Oh, go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, I think the thing about that is that, one, like you said, they do tend to, and this was the biggest problem I had with Thor, Love and Thunder, was how they made that just no drama at all when it was such a dramatic story they were telling.
They stole children. Like,
and I mean, Shorty has cancer. I mean, it's a very, there's like several horrible things going on in this film, and it showed some in it. But for this one, even that would have given us something from Carol right there. Like, if we had Carol being like, well, Shorty, look, you're a grown-ass woman. I was also Captain Marvel. I have shit on my plate, Ma. Because that was my thing with Monica. I'm sorry. The fact that she was that mad at her was kind of like, grow up.
You felt like, get over it? Niggas dying baby? Okay.
Yes, like, Shorty, she's Captain Marvel. You saw her flying through a spaceship. This is not something, she's helping.
I mean, Carol was like, I didn't know what I did wrong. Carol was
Monica knew her before she was Captain Marvel. Like, that's how I
helped you come back from the blip. Without her, you still are dead. Give her some grace.
I'm kind of with you on that, Ben. I felt the thing for me was more that I felt she was one note with the anger. Yeah, and it was that took too long. I actually thought the resolution was the part that I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like when she saw into her memory and like you sitting with my mama while I was gone. Like I said, yeah, you gotta forgive her, dog. That's how that worked. Like you can't
somebody
hold that with
told
no
her that from before that, like
right, exactly. But
Captain
like,
Marvel was here.
Yeah, the puzzle pieces fit for me once they had that version of the resolution or whatever. But it felt more one note of like, we're not talking to each other. And I thought it was kind of odd that they chose to not have them resolve that on their own, like just them two. Because Kamala being there, like, she's a kid. Of course, she's like, we could be friends. It's fun, everybody. It's like, of course she feels that. But I wanted them to have like you said, Michael, lean into the drama of it. Give us a moment. Give us a tear. Give us like a, thing. And I will say, though, as far as those scenes serving Carol, they serve Carol very well to me because her character has always felt sullen to me and like she carried immense guilt from something. And up until now, I haven't really felt like I haven't seen that on screen as to why like she's like that because she feels detached. Like she doesn't want to get attached to even Earth. Like she got a pager. She had to get paged to come back and save her. She's like, oh man, hold on, this Earth calling. Like, so I like, but it makes sense now knowing the time that she thought she saved a planet, she destroyed a planet, right? And has been known as the planet destroyer out in the rest of the universe. Like, of course she's fucked up. So, and then like, no offense to Monica, but fam, I destroyed a whole planet. You don't understand? Like, I'm sorry I didn't make it back. Like, it's real out here. You out here with me right now, seeing how real it is.
Nigga, Thanos is snapping niggas half the universe in half. Like
it's not that I don't care, but my God, it's billions of people I'm trying to fix this shit with, and you hounding me over this.
And your mom is gone, fam. Sorry, I feel her.
Like I said, it did more for Carol to me than it did for Monica. Like Monica, I was like, you gotta let some of that go. You gotta get some therapy.
There we go.
You gotta let this white woman go. I know that's
there we go. There we go.
I know you think she like the white mom of the situation and shit, but she fucked up. It's all good. People get over it every day. Let's go.
Okay. And this is probably leading up to the biggest elephant, which we're going to get to. I think that's the last point. Darben. But the other thing you mentioned, you said Carol destroying planets. This is my big problem I've had with Marvel for such a long time now. They pick and choose when they want to show someone as powerful, and then they nerf and go crazy on the powers at random intervals, and they are not consistent. Why did it take all three of them to go against a scrub like Darben? Because at the end of the day, the way that they portrayed Darben was a fucking scrub. when Carol can fucking destroy a planet. She could restart a sun. She could do all this fucking crazy, insane shit, but she cannot take a 2-piece from Darvin. I don't understand.
I thought it was a mixture of things. I thought it was one because Darvin had the bangle that could absorb her abilities. Yeah, listen, I'm right there with you. I'm just giving you some stuff. So the bangle, and I think maybe she was holding back because of that. Because they look at her as the destroyer of worlds, she's the annihilator to them.
Okay.
So there may be some guilt, so she's pulling her punches. But it would have been nice for something to be said like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel bad because I destroyed everything. I was a basic white bitch and did this. That's how I felt about what she did. Like, colonizer. That's how
she really did.
She did do some colonizing shit. When
she should have had the pink hat on and everything.
That's how I perceived
the pussy hat.
Yeah, she should have had the pink hat. When Darvin seen her, she should have flew off with it.
This is your fault. This is your fucking fault. Get the fuck out of here. But that's how
can we really talk about that shit though? Because I love how in this film, like, they show her cause. I don't remember if that was in the Marvels, that massive explosion, and the fact that she walks up and basically like kills their supreme leader, and it's just like deuces.
And then dips, just leaves.
And at that point, I mean, but the thing is, and she's part of that, had been part of that society for however long, so she knew what the fuck that thing did.
Yes, ran everything. Yes. It's a supreme intelligence.
Can I say though?
Supposedly they said in the movie she didn't know.
I respected the hell out. I respected the hell out of the petty, because I do remember the first movie. So I was like, you know what? I would have fucked they planet. You know?
Yeah.
But obviously you can't be a hero and do that. Like, I know now, I see why you be so sad and you don't be making them lighthearted quips like everybody else, because you destroyed a planet, my nigga, and nobody knows.
But the thing about it is, she fits right into the Avengers of being monsters. Yeah.
Don't she?
There ain't a one Avenger who has not contributed.
Shout out to Sokovia. Okay, shout out to Sokovia. How they feel about the Avengers?
Shout out to everyone who ever encountered a Stark weapon. How do they feel about the Avengers? Right. These niggas got rich off of this man.
Pietro and Wanda. Yeah.
I mean, Africa. Right. In Africa, of course, because we don't even know what country it was.
And shout out to Tatiana. They definitely go by anime rules. Right. But once you get somebody on your team, they don't be as strong as they was.
It's so
when you fought them.
They also go by Fast and Furious rules. Once you on your team, you family, and it's all good. Like before, you could be an evil villain, because Captain Marvel was definitely an evil villain out in space. And
bunch of them.
Yeah, a bunch of them. Tony, I mean, Nebula. Down the line. Thor.
Nebula's my nigga. Leave Nebula out of this.
Thor to be out here mass murdering.
Gamora, like they got a list of rogues out there that's done animate their way onto the good side.
Rogues
and we gotta
is not
let
good
it go.
Enough. Rogues is like, that's Flash villains. That's
right.
Like, these niggas is masters of evil turned to the Avengers. The Thunderbolts over here.
Even when she went to her husband's planet, knowing that they were going to go there and take the water.
Not her husband.
Right. Her man.
Her man.
Even
side piece.
On paper, whatever.
I will say there was one thing I thought was a plot hole, but somebody told me near the end they fixed it. But I thought they just took the water and that was it.
Me too.
They said they gave it back at one point.
I said, when they gonna
they didn't take all the
water.
They didn't take all the water.
They didn't take all the water. She took enough. She took like a sprinkling for.
But they didn't say it during it happening.
Yeah.
I needed they added it at the end when he asked them about like the cats or whatever. When Fury asked that dude with the beard, like, how is everything? Is everything okay?
Oh yeah.
I'm not just talking about. Yeah, that's when they had it in there. I missed that line, so I just thought I was like, what's the lesson? They took colonized, they took everybody's stuff, and they just gotta live like this with no atmosphere and no water.
Yeah, they fucked off for real.
I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of laughing. I was kind of laughing how they did the scrolls dirty yet again. Like, it was just like at the end, the king just looked at her like, damn nigga, you again. Like, you did this shit to me 3, 4, 5 times. Like, you see the way he was looking like, what you gonna do now?
Right. He got to live with Valkyrie.
That's also my big problem. That's also my big problem with the movie too, because supposedly Secret Invasion, which Secret Invasion takes place weeks before the Marvels.
No, after.
No, it's before.
No, okay.
Because he go to
because
he
remember
goes
at the end
at
he
the
goes
end.
back up to the spaceship.
This is true.
So a couple things.
But no, wait. Okay, before that. Okay, before we get to that, because this is what I've heard. Because in Secret Invasion, they make a reference to the colony that comes from these chats. Like the colony that's coming from
The one that lost the atmosphere?
Yeah, Krull something. They named that planet in Secret Invasion is what I've been told since. So this happened.
They reference it on the train.
Yeah, so this happens so the Marvels happens before because the colony comes at the end of the Marvels.
If you Google it, it's like when does Secret Invasion takes place? It says it takes place weeks before the Marvels.
But that don't make no sense because the colony is coming from the Marvels.
That's also why I have the issue because I'm like it doesn't because of it.
Yeah, see, this is
the Marvels. Because once you get to the end of the movie, he goes back to space.
He does.
We'll find out
going back to start, with the Marvels, but he goes back with his wife.
Right.
Where was she at?
Disney
Plus, where was she at?
That's why I think Secret Invasion takes place after the Marvels. I'm pretty sure it has to because otherwise Dour Fury don't make no sense. None of it really made sense unless it takes place after the Marvels. And the Marvels are supposed to come out too. Remember that. So, that's the other side of it where I think it does take place after.
Well, when it comes out on Disney Plus, they'll put it in timeline order.
Oh, yeah,
That's
definitely.
when we'll know officially.
Yeah. But from what I understand, it does because of that one reference. That's how you know. That it does.
According to comingsoon.net, they say the Marvels takes place after the events of Secret Invasion.
Goddamn. Well, this shit don't make no sense no more.
Right, but see, this is my thing. Like, I don't want to hold Secret Invasion against this movie, but I thought this is my problem with Secret Invasion. It felt
hard not to.
I'm holding Secret Invasion against Secret Invasion.
Everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
I feel like that shit was so half-assed, and everybody that loves the MCU knew they was just writing problems the whole. You're like, but that don't make sense.
I'm a problems always.
Yeah, like what about this? But this you just changed this whole character now. That what does that mean for the whole universe? And it felt like the first time to me. Now, maybe people might have felt this way before, but for me, that was my first time feeling like, oh, y'all just throwing shit at the wall right now. Like,
oh no,
you want to have us have revelations that you didn't even plan and you didn't care about how they connected. Other times y'all been able to either retcon that shit and make it work. This felt like something you can't even you're retconning it to make it bad. I've never seen y'all do that before. You made problems and didn't fix them. And I knew that this movie coming in was gonna have to come after Secret Invasion and what does that mean for this movie? And it felt like, because you have Nick Fury in both, it felt like they almost ignored Secret Invasion.
Oh damn,
that shit didn't even happen.
Yeah, they did. Because that whole thing, you have Valkyrie show up to take the Skrulls to Earth. Nick, didn't you see the end of Secret Invasion? The president declared
the president don't fuck with y'all.
They don't fuck with y'all. Y'all are enemy number one.
Damn,
number one.
Y'all,
how?
Where's the conversation? Yo, they don't fuck with y'all on Earth, but we don't got nowhere else to take y'all.
Yeah, they could have had a quick everybody turn to humans real quick.
They ain't referenced it at all. Right. So that's my issue with the movie as well.
Super crazy.
Ben, you want to say something?
Yeah, I just feel like there's no way it can take place after Secret Invasion. I feel like this has to take place before Secret Invasion, or it makes absolutely no sense for the longer timeline. And it made Secret Invasion
congratulations.
Even
it don't
harder.
Make no sense, player.
It made Secret Invasion even harder to forget about in the long run. And I'm trying to forget about that right now. But I will say I've also felt like Marvel, especially when you watch documentaries about the early beginnings of Marvel and even phase 1 through, whatever, it's always been prayers and hope behind this shit. People think this is some grand plan and it's never been that way. It's been, okay, we got Iron Man and at some point we're going to get to the Avengers. But what the fuck happens in the Avengers when they're doing Iron Man is not clear at all. It's not even there's no thought about it. It's we got to get through Iron Man, nigga, and hope this shit hits, or otherwise it's over right now. And then it was Thor and get through.
Which movie has Sam Jackson show up at the end as
Iron
Nick
Man?
Fury?
Iron Man.
But that's such an easy thing to get. That can go anywhere.
I hear what you're saying, but we got to be real.
Yeah.
Up until this point, nobody had done that shit.
No, that's the genius of it. But it's still throwing shit at the wall.
But this is Michael Jordan hitting the reverse and us being like, it's a reverse.
No, okay. And it's not that nobody had done that shit before. Nobody had a hit And then, like, that's the thing. People had always had, yo, here's that hint. It might not have come in the back of, in credits or whatever, but they'd had that. This is what our sequel is going to be about. When Blade saw motherfucking, who's he see at the end of, and they cut that shit, but there's one where Blade sees Morbius across, and they were like, oh, Morbius is coming. And
right,
then that
but
shit
you see how you just said
nowhere.
they cut it? You see how you just said they cut
saw
it?
Henry Cavill at the end of Black Adam.
What Ben is doing is going, other people shot from half court before Steph Curry. I'm like, but they made it.
Yeah, no, they made it.
That's why we feel like, oh, y'all actually are better at this. And then whether it was luck or not, they've strung it together for over a decade. They did it. I'm gonna give them their credit.
Yeah.
Secret Invasion, the first time, I'm like, what are y'all fucking doing?
Oh, Love and Thunder. Love and Thunder was the first time where I was like,
Love and Thunder was that was
Love and Thunder.
I think Love and Thunder, knowing Taika, that one didn't hurt as hard as it could have hurt. Because I said when he hit Ragnarok, I said, he got to do his shit.
Yeah, you're right.
He a troll, dog. I know him. But that
definitely.
Secret Invasion, nah, man, y'all supposed to be better than that.
No, you're right.
Even like Multiverse of Madness, the writers admitted, like, oh yeah, we didn't watch or know, we don't know what happened at the end of WandaVision. It's like, but this shit is supposed to connect.
How?
Like, what are y'all doing? Like,
oh no, I'm gonna stand for that. I love that.
You love
I hear
Multiverse
you.
of Madness?
Yeah.
Nah,
I still like
It's a 50-50 for me still.
other than the fact that they butchered America Chavez, and that's
that's the one. That's the part I don't like. But
no, I hate that. Hate that.
They
shit.
nailed the arc for Scarlet Witch. They nailed that shit.
She's evil.
Because when we finished, I remember we was on here doing an All-Star review, and we was like, the one problem is, did she even learn her lesson? She
Not at all.
Hell no.
She did a bunch of wrong shit and got away with it.
They got away with it.
Why would
And then when she popped up in Multiverse and she was evil, I said, that make fucking sense. Because I knew you didn't learn shit.
No.
Yeah, no, it wasn't
that
the
part
Wanda
makes
stuff
complete
that I
sense.
had a problem with. That made sense, but it's just everything else around Multiverse of Madness that was just like, nah.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Just finishing off the Marvels. We talked about, I was going to say the elephant in the room there was the whole Dar-Benn situation and the lack of real, true villain. And this has been a suffering problem for quite some time with the MCU. And it was pronounced how bad it was this time around. So I don't know if y'all felt the same, but like I said, I called her a scrub early. I was like, this cannot be happening right now.
This the same shit that happened with the God Killer in that Thor movie.
Oof.
Oh,
where
shit.
this nigga literally the God Killer, we don't really see him killing gods.
Kill no gods.
We couldn't have got a 5-10 minute montage of just him fucking some gods up for us to be like, yo, when he fight Thor, I don't know. And that's all you need. That's all you need. Like this movie, Dar-Benn just needs 5 minutes of fucking people up. You don't need her like shooting the fair one earlier and barely escaping, because like the only way to fix it is either she has to give them such a beat down that first fight that we're like, they don't want to fight her again.
Right.
Which they didn't do. They all run off to save everybody and shit. Or she got to beat up somebody.
Yeah.
Like when Thanos came through, beat the shit out of the Hulk, killed Loki, we was like, oh, he different. Okay, cool. We didn't get no she's different, man. They just were relying on us being like, she's mean and she doesn't smile. She must be scary. And I'm sorry, I'm not scared of black women just because they not smiling. It didn't work for me.
Especially when they grill. What the fuck was that going on? Why she got the grill in her
Why she had the gold teeth?
I thought about that too.
She didn't even do this. Like you gotta at least do this when you got the grill.
Yeah.
If she would have punched Carol and been like, on the camera.
I think it really they really sacrificed a lot of time from them, because I mean it's the shortest Marvel movie in all the movies that they've done. I think they would have benefited for another 25 minutes. Well, strategically placed 25 minutes.
She could have murdered Jude Law. Think about that.
She could have murdered niggas.
Yeah, like Jude Law could have come back for a quick 5 minutes and got murdered by her, and that would have done it. Like
we could have seen it. Yeah, we could have seen that. But they really just did not.
Or is he just gone? Like, where is he?
Yeah, what happened?
He got locked up or something.
He's just gone, my guy.
She didn't kill him.
No,
that's what I'm saying. They should, she sent him back in that ship, and that was the last we saw him. So
he went to the same place Victor Timely went. Who the fuck knows?
My man died on the way to his home.
He's spaghetti.
Linguini.
He went
Linguini.
He went to Thanos' old hut. Like, let me make some grits.
He was frying plantains and shit.
Of course. And I feel like from a story perspective, they really dropped the ball with her character in the sense of like her rise to villainy or her origin story could have been really compelling. And
Yes.
like all she wanted to do was save her people. Like Carol fucked up her planet, so she she was right to be like, nah, Carol, you pulled a full fucking white woman on me and destroyed my shit. And so of course I want revenge. So they could have really leaned into that. And like
the fact that
how they have to meet, like Thanos is right. We could have been talking Darben was right, but like they just kind of glossed over it.
The fact that the Bengals killed her is so whack. Like she didn't even get beat up. She just like killed herself. Like, what is happening, dog? Just not a bad guy.
I completely forgot what happened to her. But they
she
could have
fucking
had
disintegrated.
Right.
They could have had young Darben on the planet, right? And then they could have shown her get fucked up by everything that happened. Her parents get killed and her mouth gets fucked up, and that's how she get the grills.
Yeah.
And then that's why she's so fucking tight.
I'm still on Rod saying
she should have flexed on him.
I'm still y'all. I hope y'all watching. By the way,
I just want the origin story of the grills. That's what I want. You know,
oh, shit.
It would have been great if those were some type of galactic weapon. Like if they
Dog.
The memes would have been endless. Like if she had hit him with the grills. Like
that's too black. That's too black. There's too much black shit in this movie.
Listen,
too much.
And you had a grill beam, dog?
Yeah.
You know what I'll be for Halloween, nigga?
You know how many motherfuckers? You know how many like battle rap references she would be in? Blast you with these Darbens.
Oh my god!
Oh, they would have had so much fun on TikTok.
Make you a has-been.
Don't do that. Don't do that, man. Don't even start with the fucking the cipher. Did y'all have any? While we like winding down, did y'all have any thoughts on the post-credit scenes?
Oh goddamn! Look, I know people love the X-Men. I get it. I do too. I'm one of the biggest fans. It was my first introduction to comics straight up and down. I love the cartoon. I love everything about the X-Men to this day. I'm a fanatic, read every issue that I can get my hands on. And I just never got the love for Kelsey Grammer as Beast. And
nigga, come on.
I'm so good on Pat. If they roll Patrick Stewart out one more time, god damn it, yo, like I swear to God, fam. I don't know, man.
Is it gonna be Patrick Stewart or is it gonna be James McAvoy?
Let that old man work. Let that old man work.
Thank you, Asian. Let that old man work.
I'm not with the ageism.
It ain't no ageism. It's about the fact that the man work already. The man
wants to be out there. Let him be outside.
Sam Jackson just as old.
Well, wait.
Nah, he ain't that old.
I'm just joking, guys. Some of these are jokes. I'm a comedian.
I had to think about it.
He is. Hey, let me, because I do want to add some positives though. Unintentional or intentional. Watched Sam Jackson and Mike low-key be my fucking favorite actor on screen right now, dog. The way he had a whole fight with Skrulls while seated, bruh, I was dying in the theater. Even in Secret, I didn't like Secret Invasion, but I liked how washed he was. Like he like get out of the chair and put both hands on his knees to fight people, bruh. So good.
In Secret Invasion, I was like, does Sam Jackson really have a gut now? And then, like, in Marvels, I'm like, oh, yeah, Sam Jackson just really got a gut now. Like, you know?
I just couldn't get over how many times it just kept saying you was washed. It was just like you old and washed, nigga. You old and washed. Every other scene, I was like, God damn.
When that nigga sat down on the bench, I fucking loved it, dog. And that nigga struggled after that fight. That nigga had to sit down on the bench.
Maybe it's just because I'm a black dude, man, but seeing black actors get old and still do action, it hit different for me, man. I watched Equalizer 3. They could do 12 Equalizers, dog. I'm gonna watch all of them. Just old black still kicking ass. I love it. Oh,
no.
I gotta see 3. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. I didn't have anything wrong with the post credit scenes. Like I said, I love X-Men. I fucking love Kelsey Grammer. He could be Beast forever. I don't give a fuck. Like it could be anything.
I mean, I guess you're right.
Doesn't matter.
You know, I don't hate him as Beast, and he is a great Beast. You know,
he is Beast. Like for me, like certain actors personify certain characters. Like the live action version.
See, I like the young cats. I like and it wasn't the young. I just like. I mean, First Class was my joint. Other than what they did to, other than what they did to Dog.
Yeah.
Shout out to Combat Jack. Rest in peace. Yeah, he was the first person to point that out to me. I was like, yo, I love First Class. He was like, Nigga, what?
Right.
What the fuck they did to Darwin, nigga?
Mutant powers, he can survive anything, but he can't survive the flames of racism.
Nigga, my
bullshit.
man Combat called that early. Before
Yeah.
the internet was on Darwin, he was like, nigga, fuck first class. So,
Al-
but beyond
also,
that, I love the Hank McCoy from that joint.
Also on a me too. Also on a meta level though, I love they found a way to keep Lashana Lewis in the universe. Like,
yes.
Soon as she showed up, I said, yes, man, they didn't kill Babe. Let's go. Lashana Lynch, I'm sorry. And she got superpowers now. Like, she gonna be binary. Like, that's a part of that universe where she's not just sitting around. Cause like, no offense, being a fighter pilot and somebody's mom is cool, but we won't see costumes. We won't see powers. Like, so seeing that she's gonna be doing that, I'm excited, man.
I mean, I saw an article and it makes sense that when you think about it, like Carol is actually the anomaly.
Yep.
Yes.
You think about every other universe that we've seen. The Captain Marvel has been Lashana Lynch, and she kind of said in this movie, which was like, she was like, it should have been you. Because Carol pulled a white woman and she cheated during that race, and that's how she won and became Captain Marvel.
And if Rogue is in the Avenger, the X-Men, then that means something for Carol.
I don't see Anna Paquin.
Oh, you mean something for Carol? That's their comeuppance.
Yeah, that's how Rogue got her powers.
Yeah. I don't want to see Anna Paquin though.
Like, ain't gotta be Anna, man. It could be whoever.
It ain't gonna be Sookie Stackhouse. Relax. She's good.
Yeah, it'll be all right. But yeah, I like that. And then the Kamala scene of the Young Avengers, like bringing everybody together.
Oh,
yeah.
I actually
that was great.
I smiled so hard because, especially the way they juxtapose it with the old Nick Fury.
Yeah,
with Nick Fury being so like intimidated and shady and dark. And then, like, as soon as the lights kind of she steps into the light, it's geeky. We could be Young Avengers. I was like, yes, let's go get everybody. Let's fight.
Yeah, that was a bright spot. And overall, the film was fun. Like, despite yes, we talked a lot about the things we did not like about the film, but it still worked for me. So I just cannot get over the horrible things people be saying and the shit that, quite frankly, people are making up without even seeing it. Number one, and people who have to just making any fucking thing up. Like, I just, it's a lot.
That's why I only talk to y'all.
Yeah.
I literally do not talk to people about nerd shit, but y'all. So
I literally told somebody in our comments today that it's not personal when I tell them to go touch grass.
Yeah.
It's nothing personal about that at all. Just,
it's advice. Go do it. It helps.
I mean, I don't know you at all to make it personal, honestly, fam. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you, as Rod said, it's advice. Go touch grass.
I tell myself that sometimes.
True indeed. Whenever I'm telling people like you to go touch grass,
I'm like, why am I arguing with this person? I gotta go outside.
Go touch grass.
This ain't right. Sorry you didn't like the movie.
Sorry you think woke goes broke is that clever.
Yeah, my bad, bro.
Out of here,
this movie had women. This shit was woke.
And it went broke. Like, even though it's the #1 movie of the year. Right. I mean, of the weekend, right? Like, sure, buddy. Yeah. I think Marvel is not sitting there like, damn, we lost money on this. No.
No. Well, shut it down, everybody. We finally had our first loss.
Yeah, that's it for the MCU. Yeah. No, I don't think so, buddy. Yeah. Nice try. All right. Before we get out of here, please let everybody know where they can find you at and all that good stuff. Starting in order that we introduce you,
My friend Michael.
That was me. Oh, yeah. You can find me everywhere on social media, Black Gay Comic Geek, and that's where you can find me. Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, or is it X now? Yeah, X. No, nobody call that shit X no more.
It's Twitter. It's Twitter. The artist formerly known as Twitter.
Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of that. Black Gay Comic Geek.
All right, Regine.
You can find me at Lock It Down on just about all platforms. That's LOCKETT down. On Instagram, I'm Lock It Down Official because bootleg people have Lock It Down for some weird reason. And if you want to check out, the stuff that we do over at Wink, Women in Comics Collective International, you can find us on all platforms at Wink NYC.
And Roderick Morrow, you can find me, the Blackout Tips. Find me on Twitter, Rodimus Prime. And just search the Blackout Tips everywhere you listen to podcasts. Check out our show.
All right. And as always, you can find us on all social media at ForAllNerds, pretty much everywhere in the universe and the multiverse at ForAllNerds. And I'm at DJ BenHaMeen, and that's at Tatiana King. everywhere else. Hit us up, follow us, and we'll be right back with more. Well, I mean, not right back, but there will be more.
Hey, what's up, internets and the fan fam? This is Tatiana King for ForAllNerds, and I want to thank you so much for listening and watching the ForAllNerds. Make sure you like and subscribe to us only on YouTube.